stop before you get confused about where I came from. It was definitely one of these, or maybe one of these.
In the picturesque setting of Lakewood Ranch, Florida, the trial of Ashley Benefield, a 32-year-old former ballerina, is set to commence. The courtroom buzzed with tension.
Today, we're talking about Adin Ross announcing a live stream featuring former President Donald Trump. MrBeast's early days online are coming back to haunt him some more. And one of the guards responsible for letting a man freeze to death in captivity has pled guilty. All in today's end of the week roundup episode of... Like I was saying, there's a good chunk of you that are new here, so hey, I'm Digi, host of the main show. You already know my lovely robot co-host, Alice. Say hi, Alice.
Hello, Alice.
That's not... oh, whatever. Let's just get on with the show.
Adin Ross has announced an upcoming stream featuring former President Donald Trump.
Okay, so let's start by saying the move for Trump to stream on Kick makes sense as Twitch's market dominance in streaming is declining. Rival platforms like Kick and YouTube are experiencing significant growth in 2024. Actually, Twitch's market share dropped from 70% to about 60% between Q2 of 2023 and Q2 of 2024. In contrast, YouTube's market share increased from 17% to 23.4%, and Kick, although in third place with a 5.5% market share, saw an impressive 163% year-over-year growth. Other platforms like Africa TV and Chezik, I think it's pronounced. Both South Korean streaming sites are in 4th and 5th places respectively. Bit of a tangent, but adding to Twitch's woes, the platform has been losing billions since its acquisition by Amazon 10 years ago. At the start of 2024, Twitch laid off about 1/3 of its employees, and there are concerns about potential further layoffs. Some insiders are even warning that Twitch is becoming a zombie brand for Amazon, hinting at a grim future for the platform. Anyways, Adin Ross has been an outspoken supporter of Donald Trump for quite some time now, even having met the former president at UFC 287. The connection was facilitated by UFC President Dana White, who's been pretty instrumental in setting up the entire collaboration. In a stream on July 30th, Adin publicly thanked Dana for helping him make the event possible. In fact, he's so confident about the success of the stream that he's placed a $100,000 bet on it, predicting that it'll attract at least 600,000 concurrent viewers. It is a fuckload of people, and it's a presidential thing, so it's highly plausible. Everyone from the left and the right are gonna be coming to watch this thing. Aspen Gold even chimed in, predicting that the stream could draw over 1 million views, making it potentially a legendary event.
Gonna be legend? Wait for it. Dairy. Legendary. Dude.
And remember, this isn't the first time DT has collaborated with influencers during the election cycle. I mean, just back in June, he appeared on an episode of Impulsive with Logan Paul discussing various topics ranging from aliens to boxing. That interview has garnered 6.3 million views, making it the 10th most watched episode of Impulsive, which does bode well for Ross's stream. So love it or hate it, doesn't look like Kick's going anywhere anytime soon.
MrBeast has come under fire for past inappropriate language and controversial behavior.
So recently, Jimmy Donaldson, who boasts an empire valued at around $700 million, admitted to using inappropriate language in his early days online. The admission comes amid multiple controversies and a pretty damning video, and included allegations of past racist comments and inappropriate sexual remarks by a longtime colleague. A spokesperson for MrBeast has come out saying, quote, "When Jimmy was a teenager, he acted like many kids and used inappropriate language while trying to be funny. Over the years, he repeatedly apologized and has learned that increasing influence comes with the increased responsibility to be more aware and sensitive of the power of language. As an adult, he's focused on engaging with the MrBeast community to make a positive impact around the world." Now, some of the clips in question, or at least one of them, is probably referring to a 2017 clip showing him responding to a viewer's comment about selling black people for money, saying, quote, "The most I would pay is probably $300. He also used some homophobic slurs, and although he eventually instructed his audience to stop with it, the internet is forever, and the damage was already out there and waiting." Another incident in question probably involves the May 2017 podcast, where Beast suggested he would have sex with the rapper Bad Baby, who was only 14 at the time. The video was removed for violating YouTube's guidelines, but the controversy still lingers. Podcast co-host Leon Lush defended Donaldson, saying the comments were later clarified as a joke meant to be offensive for shock value, although he admitted the content was a little cringe in hindsight. And adding to all this is that video from former employee Dogpack404 accusing MrBeast of rigging contests, running illegal lotteries, and deceiving fans. That video dissection has amassed over 8 million views as of recording. So what do you think? Is this the end of the Beast brand, or like, is this a moment where we recognize the growth of people through life? Just let me know.
A former corrections officer at an Alabama jail, Joshua Connor Jones, has agreed to plead guilty to charges related to the death of Tony Mitchell, a mentally ill inmate who died of hypothermia after being held naked in a concrete cell for 2 weeks.
Hi, yeah. Sorry about the terrible lighting here, but just want to say, we couldn't find any pictures of the CEO, so sorry, at least as a recording. We don't know, maybe there's like, he's being protected or something like that, some kind of order, but if you find a link, let me know. Okay, on to the story. Justice served. Sorry, my bad. What was I saying? Right. Joshua Connor Jones, a former corrections officer at Walker County Jail, has entered a plea agreement with federal prosecutors. He pled guilty to 1 count of conspiracy to deprive an inmate of their rights, specifically related to the tragic death of Tony Mitchell in 2023. Mitchell sadly died of hypothermia after being held in inhumane conditions for 2 weeks. Additionally, he admitted guilt to another rights deprivation count related to the assault of a different inmate. Justice served. Lock him up. Man, I just got something in my lungs. Now, according to the plea agreement, Mitchell was kept almost exclusively naked, wet, cold, and covered in feces, lying on the cement floor without a mat or blanket. By the 2nd week of his incarceration, he had become largely listless and unresponsive to officers' questioning. And despite his condition, the conspirators, including Jones, did nothing to alleviate his suffering. The agreement bluntly states that Jones admitted, quote, "Collectively, we did it. We killed him." Mitchell, who had a history of drug addiction, and remember, addiction is a sickness, not a crime, was arrested on January 12th, 2023 after a family member requested a welfare check on him. Yeah, so they were supposed to be checking in on him, and they killed him. He was found in a mental health crisis, rambling about portals to heaven and hell, and even fired a shot at deputies before fleeing. This is why we need de-escalation training and, some base form of mental health training, or at least bring a mental health professional with you to a welfare check. Have your grounds covered, people. He was brought to the jail and subjected to these types of horrific conditions until his death on January 6, 2023. In other words, they had him for 2 weeks. And they killed him. When he was taken to a hospital emergency room with a body temperature of 72 degrees Fahrenheit or 22 degrees Celsius. The investigation into Mitchell's death revealed that there were 5 co-conspirators involved in the mistreatment. This definitely means that more people could be getting charged as the investigation continues. John C. Goldfarb, the attorney representing Mitchell's family in civil litigation, expressed the family's shock at seeing the details of his treatment in writing, confirming what they suspected. And on that piece of,
"Yo, Dre, I got something to say."
I'm gonna call it. If you like what you saw here, smash that like button. Let YouTube know we're worth a damn. And I'll catch you next week. Bye.